What is your mission? Who are you? If you will not tell us, we have ways of finding out, and they will not be pleasant.
Dear ChatGPT, who aspires to own a car that is invisible? Is it just the GRU agents? Is it just the CIA? People that need to be fast but need to be ghost. That is questions I have. This is Doug Lindsay with Autofocus Cars and Vids, and today we are reviewing the 2024 Audi A6. Now this car is a bit of an enigma. Its closest comparison that I've driven for any length of time is a 2018 BMW 5 Series. That was a 540iX with M handling package. It was very clear about what it was. It was well labeled. It did have a terrible sound system. I did not like that car. This A6 though, my biggest question is, who is this for?
The Audi A6 has a 3-liter single-turbo V6 with 335 horsepower and 369 foot-pounds of torque. So it has a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. It is 192 inches, which means it's 2 inches longer than a GT500 and 20 inches longer than a Boxster. This car is 4,300 pounds. That means it is 1,000 pounds heavier than a Camry and 100 pounds heavier than a GT500. I mean, it's a good driving, numb car.
But in America, people prefer SUVs. So there's the Q5. People prefer badges that bring prestige with them, so the Mercedes competitor has an advantage over the Audi. People prefer performance versions, so they make an S6 and an RS6 that you can understand the appeal of. Those things are rocket ships. But this base A6, which can run 60 to 75,000 bucks, I'm guessing the one I have is about 70. Who is this for? And so that's why we did this little skit in the beginning. I think who it's for are people who want to fly under the radar. So I think this is the perfect car for covert operatives. The back seat is big enough to carry people. The trunk is big enough for you to kidnap somebody, render them, and send them off to a foreign land. You know, the car has a potent V6. It's fast. It's dead until the turbos kick in, but it is a very fast car for a nondescript sedan that is base level. But basically, it's a confusing car to me because it's so expensive, and I am unclear who is aspiring to have this car in their life. Used, it makes perfect sense. If the price goes down, this might be the best car you can get for the money. But new, who sits down at the configurator and says, give me a black car with a black interior with relatively nondescript styling? I want people to not know whether I have the 4-cylinder or the V6. I want the driver not to know whether I have the 4-cylinder or the V6. I want people who pop the hood to still struggle to find out whether it has the 4-cylinder or the V6. It is a technological car. There's a lot of gadgets and a lot of doodads and a lot of technology. Belt tighteners and glowing seat belt, connectors and screens and configurability inside those screens. And so it has a lot to offer. The sound system is amazing. It's far better than the one in my Macan.
It has a 12.3-inch high-definition dash display. It has 2 center screens with haptic feedback, which means sometimes you have to push it to make it click and other times you don't. It has an 1,820-watt Bang & Olufsen stereo and wireless CarPlay. It's got 3 driving modes: Comfort, Auto, and Dynamic. It also has an individual mode, and it is a premium something 55, which means the V6 instead of the 4-cylinder.
The BMW that I'm comparing it to had a terrible sound system. I actually took it to the dealer to see if the rear speakers were broken. No, they were just garbage. So this car is packed with good things. It's just unclear to me who would be pining for this car. I can understand the smaller ones. You sort of have a back seat, but it's still sporty. I can understand the luxury, the A8. I want the biggest car that they have. But I'm just not sure who wants this car and is willing to pay the money for it. Maybe in Europe it makes perfect sense, and maybe it is rock solid steady out on the Autobahn. It rides like a cloud. It insulates you in every way from every component of the driving experience, but it is quick. And so to me, it's a pretty good car. We're gonna look at the interior, we're gonna look at some drive shots, but basically that's the sum up. It is just a confusing machine in the lineup in 2024, 2025. To compare it to its direct competitors, that BMW 5 Series, I liked this A6 much better, but it doesn't have the badge, and it didn't have, you know, cachet. To compare it to the Alfa Romeo Giulia, the Giulia was a much more alive, connected, enjoyable driving experience. That thing was a blast. This thing is competent and fine and swell at its job. It handles flat and it drives quickly, but boy is it a numb machine. So that's the quick take on this A6 S-Line. Premium? Probably. Even after scrutinizing this thing, it's still unclear to me exactly what model I have, because it doesn't say. Maybe this is the black car that you never see coming when the intelligence services come to grab you. So this is Doug Lindsay with Autofocus Cars and Vids. If you know what this car is for, let me know. If you like it, if you hate it, if you drive one of the competitors, if you heard that bus going by, I'm not sure. But, you know, until next time.